Coach, you pick up a nice win over East Tennessee State. At any point, or when did you learn that your defense didn't allow them to cross the 50-yard line? That's quite an achievement.
I think I learned it after the game. I knew they were playing well during the game. Kids were flying around. They did a great job with the pressure that they were putting on the quarterback. We stopped their run game right from the get-go. And as far as that particular stat, I wasn't aware of it. I thought we had an excellent game. I thought all of our guys played well. Kicking game was probably as good as it's been since we've been here. And it was one of those games where offense, defense, special teams did what they were supposed to do.
Your defense is not allowed a point in 2 straight games now, which is extraordinary. What makes this defense maybe a little better than what you've had in the last 2 or 3 years?
Well, I think the big thing is, first of all, those guys enjoy playing together. I truly believe that they've bought into what the defensive coaches have been teaching and preaching. I think they're all competitors. They're all students of the game. They're guys that will come in and get extra film time, extra meeting time if they need it, and it's a fun group to be around. They'll chase that football and they'll chase it hard. Technically, we're getting better, we're getting sounder, and then confidence-wise, I think we've gained some confidence.
Offensively, you scored 31 against ETSU. You lost your starting quarterback in the first quarter. Brad Butler went out with an injury. Not sure as his status is going to be for this week, but give us an idea. What do you think of Brandon Goodson's performance, and what do you think he'll have to do better going forward?
Well, I thought Brandon did a nice job coming off the bench. Anytime you're in a situation and you're over there and basically what he would do being the next guy up, he would be over there, he'd be on a headset or he'd be signaling in the plays, every now and then drinking some Gatorade and chilling out. All of a sudden his name's called and he's got to go out there and be the guy, and it took him a little bit to get warmed up, but he did some real good things.
All right, you get Samford this week, a team that beat you in Spartanburg last year, and one of the big reasons was their quarterback, Devlin Hodges. He threw for 350. He ran for almost 100. What's job one in trying to keep him in check this year?
Well, I think you got to be disciplined with your rush lanes. I think from a secondary standpoint, we're going to have to try to tighten down on him a little bit. He does such a great job as far as seeing half of the field, and basically the throws aren't a lot of the down the field throw. They're more of those short 5 to 6 yard routes, and they'll do some mesh routes if you're running with people and try to get a guy back where you voided a zone. It's going to be a great challenge. Defensively, we'll need to be really good, because these guys have the ability to just take it all the way down the field, just throwing the ball here, throwing the ball there, check down here. They've got more different kinds of screens than most people. They've got tunnel screens. They've got back screens, backs chipping, screening. It's pretty much going to be one of those things where you're going to have to do some extra work to make sure that you're going to get it all.
Okay, Dequan, you had a very unique ball game last week. You weren't there for the start. You were in Greenville taking the LSATs. What was that whole experience like, knowing that you had a ball game to get to as you were taking the test and then actually getting in your car and getting back to Spartanburg?
That was a really interesting day. I'm not even going to lie to you. I got a hotel up in Greenville Friday night, so I wouldn't have to wake up, drive to Greenville and then drive back. But I woke up about 6:30 that morning, and the test started at 8:30. I got on campus about 7:15. I got there really early because when I took it at Columbia, I couldn't find the building. So I was running around like a chicken with his head, cut off, and I was stressing out. So I got there really early, took the test. The test is timed, so I didn't have to worry about trying to rush through to try to get back to the game. But there is a writing portion at the very end, 35 minutes, and it started at 12:45. And I'm like, I know I got a game at 1:30, but let me just focus up, get it done, get done at 1:15, get in my car at 1:20. Game starts at 1:30. I did every bit of the speed limit to get back to Wofford. And by the time I got back, I parked behind the locker room to see, just to move faster. As soon as I get out my car, I heard the crowd roar. I didn't know if it was our crowd or their crowd, and I heard there was a penalty. I don't know what's going on. I want to kind of poke my head around, but I know I got to get back in there. I know I got to get dressed, run down the field, play. That was real interesting, but it was made easy by my family and my friends and my teammates. I get on the sideline. How was the test, man? How did it go? I mean, everybody's asking me that. I'm like, it went well. I'm just ready to play now. So that was a big day. I'm definitely gonna look back on it and laugh about it. About what all I did that day.
So coming back to the stadium, you had no idea what the score was, anything like that?
I had no clue because I put the GPS on to try to find the fastest way back to the stadium. So I don't know the score. I don't know what quarter it is. I just know that I got to get out there and get dressed fast. I was really worried about getting dressed. Normally I get to the locker room 2 hours before, just to put my knee brace on, ankle brace, and I got to get the turf tape now because I got turf toe. I got dressed in like 5-10 minutes, so it was really impressive. I'm really proud of myself just based on dressing that day.
So what was the score and what quarter was it? Where in the game did you arrive?
I was jogging down the hill. I saw that it was second quarter, 11 minutes. I couldn't tell if it was the second quarter at first. I thought it was the first quarter. I'm like, wow, I made great timing. But it was 14-0 when I was running behind the goalpost, and I saw that we were running, and I felt really great about that. I would have felt really bad if it was 14-0 their way. I would have kind of put that on myself because I wanted to be there, early, started off, but everything worked out. Can't complain.
What was it like going from thinking about judicial code to thinking about checkdowns and offensive line calls?
That was really interesting. First play, it took me to first play. First play, I'm still in that thinking about the logical games and logical reasoning and, is it A, B, C, D, or E? So the first play was real interesting. But after that, I finally got in the flow, turned the switch, and I was ready to play.
All right, John, defense has played really well, 2 straight shutouts. What is really clicking for you guys right now?
Well, I think as a team, we're doing a great job of tackling on the perimeter, doing a great job of running to the ball, and we're really just playing disciplined defense. I think our coaches have really done a great job just emphasizing the past couple of weeks to us discipline and execution, and we've been working on that in practice. I feel like it's just showing up in the game. So.
Now, you're wearing a T-shirt. It says black shirts. Where did that come from? Because Nebraska did that years ago. Where did that come from, and what does it mean to the defense?
Well, black shirts is the color of our practice jersey. All the defensive players wear black, and I think I think it's a symbol of our group, and I think it's especially how we want to play. I feel like we do well as a group of playing hard for each other and playing, I guess, just full, fast to the ball, and we talk about that all the time, and playing for your brother, and just no drop-off when the second guy gets in or a backup gets in. It's the same as a starter. So I think we try to focus on the family feel and try to focus on the fact that we're playing for each other and just playing as a group, and I think black shirts is just, I guess, what we call ourselves in that, yeah.
All right, you talked about going deep into the depth chart, second guy, third guy. Is this as deep a linebacking core as you've ever been involved with, and what does that mean in terms of staying fresh in the game?
Oh yeah, our group is special. I feel good about everybody that we have in our group, and I think Coach Gass has done a great job really just getting everybody prepared. Depth for us is huge. Last year we struggle, I guess, coming towards the end of the season with guys retired, and I feel like we've done a great job so far this year. Last week, no one played more than 25 snaps, so it was good just to be able to stay fresh. And really, for our goals for this year, we want to be able to play as long as we can and be as fast as we can the whole season. So,
Linebacking core lost Michael Roach, of course, after the first game at Tennessee Tech. What was that experience like to lose a teammate in terms of his ability to be on the field but still have him around and be a part of the team in other ways?
Well, Michael Roach is he's one of my closest friends here, and so it was hard and it was rough definitely to lose somebody that you started playing with here at Wofford, and every game that I played, I've been out there with them. And I think as a group, it's tough to lose a player, but he's done a great job just bouncing back and continuing to want to be out there and being strong enough to be out there and just being an encouragement to everybody else. And it's hard when you lose a player, but the guys have really rallied around him, and everybody else has done a good job stepping up and just moving forward. Next man up is one of the things we talk about, and adversity is going to happen, especially with our team, so we're just trying to respond in a good way.